Hello and welcome, volleyball fans, to the CEV Challenge Cup. And we are in Belgium at the Steengoed Arena, home to MAASEIK, of course, and this is MAASEIK versus Lüneburg, little Belgium versus Germany showdown. Looks like the volunteers, the ball kids, and of course the mascot getting ready for the action. There's the Belgian fans. This formerly was Nolico MAASEIK, but VC Greenyard now their title sponsor, of course. And this is a wonderful, wonderful historic club. Lots and lots of great players making their way through this club. Anders Christensen, way back in the day, was kind of the go-to guy as far as coaching was concerned. He's moved on and now dominating on the beach side of the game with the jump-setting Swedes, of course. But he kind of made his bones, so to speak, in MAASEIK. The great Vital Heinen was a wonderful, wonderful player for them for a long, long time, and then moved his way into the coaching ranks as well. As we get a look at Lüneburg there, just everybody finishing their warm-up. Of course, Pavel Wojcicki, the head coach now for Greenyard MAASEIK. His counterpart on the other side for Lüneburg, Stefan Hübner. Both wonderful players for their national squads and long tenures in the coaching ranks now as well. Stefan Hübner for Lüneburg, 15 years. He's got his contract all set up through 29-30. So they love him there. He's had great success, and he was a wonderful player, middle blocker for Germany for a long time, and then got immediately into the coaching ranks at the highest levels as well he should. Player of his ability. It's nice to see Paweł Wojcicki too. I had the opportunity to play with him in Poland a long ways back. That was the 08-09 season. Delekta Bydgoszcz is where we played together. Excuse me, that was the 09-010 season. But we were warm-up partners, and you know, he was kind of my translator there. Just a wonderful, wonderful volleyball player, and of course coach. Started off as an assistant with the Polish national team, moved on to Germany, worked with the women a little bit, physical prep coach for Iran, and got into the club ranks, going to Radom, which is in the Polish league, and now heading up Greenyard MAASEIK. That is who's going to be in charge of both of these squads. This is leg one. We're going to run it back next week in Germany in our typical home and away format. It's going to come down to obviously wins and losses. If you win both, you go through, of course. Then it goes to set ratio and the ever exciting, should it be needed, golden set. That always gets the fans going, and it's kind of nice in a way to have the second leg of these home and aways be at your place in case you have that golden set. There is Paweł Wojcicki. He's a diminutive little fella, but don't let that fool you. He had springs, and he has a volleyball IQ that's off the chart. Led him to great success, not only in his club career, but with the Polish national team as well. Of course, Hubner, a little more traditional, standing in the 6'7", 6'8" range, just an athletic middle blocker for the German national team. Team's kind of huddling up, making final preparations for kickoff here. We will be set to go. This is a beautiful stadium that they have in MAASEIK now, just right on the border of Holland. The lights go low. We'll get to player introductions here momentarily. My name is Rich Lamborn. It's a pleasure to be with you. This is kind of my first foray into the CEV Cup matches, and what a fun one it is. I was fortunate enough to have the opportunity to play in MAASEIK years and years and years ago, so it's a little bit of nostalgia for me as well, along with some great competition for you. There's a look at Lüneburg's lineup. We'll give you starters in a moment. We get that information. Player to watch for me, of course, is Ethan Champlin there, young American outside hitter. Had a wonderful showing at the World Championships late last year. The Americans finishing fourth in that competition. And there, of course, is Greenyard MAASEIK. And you kind of go through that lineup and you wonder which of these players are going to go on to worldwide fame and status, as so many do that make their way through the storied halls of MAASEIK. There is the Lüneburg squad making their way out. They're going to get a little bit less fanfare than the home team, obviously. There you go, a few more cheers. We're not going to do the spotlight and the individual introductions, it doesn't look like, but layout here momentarily for the anthems, and then we will be set to get underway. There you go. All right, nice representation there, the anthem. It's a little bit wild from a player's perspective, I think, to do that fully in the dark. You spend so much time warming up, and then it goes dark, and then we're going to hit the lights. It's going to take you a moment to get back into sort of your senses, so to speak, and ready for this all-important semifinal match between these two great clubs. Our other semifinal is between Piacenza and Ljubljana. So obviously the winner of that series will face off against the winner of this series, the championship. And we'll have a quick look at our officials for this match. That was Miss Veraskina atop the stand, and Mr. Van Zanten as our second official. They'll handle the refereeing duties. No doubt keep this thing tight and right. No shenanigans. And again, yeah, interesting how much of this intro occurs in the dark. Here's our starters. Got Ethan Champlin, of course, in the number 20. Christopher Byam at the opposite spot. Daniel Bruvaus at the other outside hitter spot. Jackson Howe at middle blocker, and Cole Young opposite him. Sho Takahashi handling the libero duties. There you go. For MAASEIK, Finoli, Freimanis, Ronkanen, Nord de Boek is at the libero spot. Faf Chomps, Sil Mace, Pierre Perrin. Round out your starting 6, 7, however you like. And there's a look at Lüneburg. Gruvais at outside along with Champlin. Middle blockers Jackson Howe and Cole Young. Christopher Byam at opposite. And Valima at the setter spot. All right, we're set to go here. Just kind of finalizing what they want to do. And it'll be MAASEIK to start us off. Takahashi, great pass. And right out of the gate, a little pipe. Ooh, Takahashi can't track it down. So the shot attempt, maybe a little bit of a misconnection there, but MAASEIK ready for it. Swati to start us off. That'll delight the home crowd. continues serving, and it's a good one. Takahashi again, a great pass, and right out of the middle. Big time, Lüneburg gets on the board. Hammer time. It's big number 6 for Lüneburg, Jackson Howell. This will be Volley-ball back to serve. Traffic over there from MAASEIK, and here we go, Volley-ball. Quick pass, they still run the quick. Champlin's got the dig. That is touch, no touch. No touch detected, so that hitting error will give the point. The wag of the finger from Faf Chomps. Universal symbol that I did not touch it. Pavel Wojcicki getting into it quickly and early. Okay, yeah, looks like there was a touch. Oh, okay. Tough to see. That was a quick look at the review. Despite the universal Mutombo finger wag indicating he didn't touch it, the video replay showed otherwise. So it'll be Volley-ball to continue serving. Easy one off the top of the tape. Little gap go to the outside. Easy put away there for Ronkanen. That one into the net. Lüneburg nudges in front. Gruvais. Go back to launch. Oh, he's got the sleeve rolled up. The cannon is exposed. He's ready to rock. Really nice pass there from MAASEIK. Oh, Takahashi with the scoop. Oh, nice play. I think he got the net, though. Yeah, that a little bit of a bummer. Volley-ball with an excellent feint attempt, but just got a little bit too close. Ends up with the right shoulder in the net. All right, so the Dutch international, Sil Mace, back to serve. Good one it is, handled well from Lüneburg. Pancake. Covered back over to the Lüneburg side. Champlin? No, not yet. And that one, oh, off the hands. And then Graham can't find it. It goes right off of his back. Ryman's getting congratulations, so that may have been the block credited to him. Mace to continue serving. Off the top of the tape, Takahashi tries to handle with his hands. Champlin, touch. He does get some fingers. That is quality swing there. A bit of a trap set. The Manila World Championships, Champlin had a little mustache going. Clean shaven for this one, however. There's his man. Howe rocking the stash. Hybrid serve. Mace shut down on that D-ball attempt. Heavy heat, bigger wall. Lüneburg will continue serving here. Good pass, pushed all the way wide. Another block, little chesty cover. And that's a nice little slam tip attempt. Likewise from Champlin. Quick in transition. It's, oh yes. Nicely dug, but back over to the Lüneburg side. Trouble handling it. through the hands. MAASEIK cannot get past that left side wall of Lüneburg. Long rally, slam tips galore, but ultimately it's the stuff. Have a look. Nice little shift over to the D ball to kind of try and find some space, but the quick closing, middle, gets the job done. Service run continues. Another good pass. That one, oh, can't get the pancake all the way underneath it. Sometimes the spatula gets held up. Ronkanen back to serve for MAASEIK. Hotly contested one here. Neither team able to really get any separation just yet. And Champlin got a little bit fooled by that one. Again, tried a pancake, kind of caught him midway up the arm. Sometimes just a little bit of a hiccup in rhythm is enough to throw off not only your reception, but kind of everyone's reaction to it as well after that first contact. And that's kind of what went down there. So Ronkanen to continue serving. Champlin handles that one overhand off the tape. Ooh, and great tempo on that play. I love that, just kind of the go quick to the net. I think he's kind of holding the thumbs up because that may have gotten some blocker's dome as it rattled through. You can see how tight to the net that was. That just gives Champlin all kinds of room to be physical and find angles. Good serve of MAASEIK, equal to the task. Solid put away. Yeah, just getting into the mix. That is Mr. Finoli, Juan Ignacio. Champlin again. And this time he goes line, but MAASEIK's got to dig. Tough chance here. Oh, self-coverage off the shoulder. Short free ball. Oh, a little T-bar. Great crash dig. D-ball again. Man, Lüneburg is solid on that left side. You know, that is a joint effort. Watch here. Champlin's got to do a good job of setting up the edge. He does, kind of drifts, and it is his left hand that closes it down. A little bit of a show and take. That's not, you know, ideal. You do want to kind of cross over if you can and be athletic, but he does a great job with those hands to shut down that D-ball, and that's already 3 on that left side. Takahashi, did he get under it? Doesn't appear so. Yep. Hit the floor. Will be a point to MAASEIK, and it'll be Juan Ignacio to serve. El Capitan. And that is a, oh, great touch there from the off blocker. It'll be Lüneburg's point. Man, that play from Perrin, just to keep it alive, was fantastic. There's a look at the finish, but we don't see that wonderful dig as the off blocker from Perrin. Ball's still having trouble putting balls away on the right side. Yeah, that was tough. Just kind of a last-ditch effort to shovel one up into hitting position on that left side. Just gets a little too much on it. Good defense from Byam. Yeah, you can see that set got all the way near the ref standard. Aaron to serve. What a serve it was. Great job just to keep it alive. Lüneburg over. There's some heavy heat. Punkinen with a smash and then a flex down. The overpass. Nice rhythm. He gets the middle there by him, chasing a little bit. Heron will continue to serve as MAASEIK nudge in front. Good pass, Takahashi. Still trouble being successful on the left side. Takahashi can't control it. Nice pipe and transition there from MAASEIK, and their run continues. Both teams having some difficulty on the right side, putting balls away. We'll have to kind of monitor how that goes as the match progresses, because that usually is your sort of go zone. That's your heavy hitter over there on the right side. If that gets shut down, you are scrambling a little bit. That serve just misses wide. Serve for Lüneburg, down by 1 here in the first, and that one's going to sail. Brylan will take a seat momentarily as Fafchomp's set to serve. Another quick pass, but in a good zone, and the coverage can't be controlled. Blocking in this match is exceptional thus far from both sides. See that Mace setting the edge solidly. There's nowhere to go. Or Lüneburg through that big Belgian block. Great pass, and that is an easy put away. Kept alive. Interesting. Net fall? Not sure what happened there. Let's see if we get a replay. Hübner maybe is going to challenge. It's not the most authoritative of challenges, right? When you do it with the shrug. I think everybody was a little bit confused as to what happened. You could hear the audio there. Our official indicating that it was the lower part of the net that they felt was touched. Yeah, and an excellent point made by Hübner there as well, that if the net is in motion and it kind of swings into a player, that's not a net fall. They've got to sort of make the active motion towards the net in order for it to be considered a fault. See what we get here. I do appreciate the Mission Impossible theme music while our officials try and sort out the replay and get this call correct. Here you go. Here's a look at it. Hard to tell. A net touch, yes. Yeah, interesting, because it's hard to tell where that hit. Maybe the elbow slid up the netting. Something to consider when those replays go, too, is you need irrefutable evidence to overturn it. So if the call was net, there has to be sort of a clear showing that there was no net. Getting a further explanation here as Finoli and Gruvaus sort of flank our official. The Dutch international Mace to serve here for MAASEIK, up 3 now. That one into the net. Yeah, tough situation there. You get kind of the long layoff. It's a de facto timeout anytime you challenge. Say icing the kicker in American football. It's icing the server in indoor volleyball. So Canadian national Howe to serve. A little hybrid. Tough, quick outside. And that touch, indeed, yeah, Champlin finding fingers a lot. I don't know if we're going to see another challenge here. MAASEIK seemed pretty adamant that they did not touch it. It sounds as though they are going to challenge. There's the dig overhand from Champlin. Little bump scoop. Oh, yeah. Yeah, interesting. I'm wondering where the touch call came from, because that was a wonderful pull of the hands. There's our review official. I think just clarifying what was being challenged. It is indeed a block touch challenge. Yeah, here you go. There's a wonderful look at it. Yeah, Mr. Finoli there with the heads up play. Literally, as you see his head kind of poking through whack-a-mole style. Yeah, I don't think that score is right now. We'll have to adjust that after that point goes to MAASEIK. There's Ronkanen to serve. That one covered Takahashi. Another chance. Goes back this time. Tough to get a ball down against this MAASEIK block. A third. Champlin tries the soft shot. It is rejected as well. So try again. Does the MAASEIK block. They are successful the 4th time asking. They tried everybody. And ultimately, Champlin tries to sneak one past the triple. But it was no good, yeah. Lüneburg's going to call a timeout. And then Pavel Wojcicki is going to explain blocking as if his hands were ever above the net when he played. And of course, I'm only teasing, Pavel. I know you were a great athlete, and it was a pleasure to get a chance to play alongside you back in the day. If you know the world of indoor volleyball, the Polish indoor volleyball tradition is unbelievable. Love for the game in that country is fantastic, and if you ever have the opportunity to either play there or attend a volleyball match there, I highly recommend it. All right, Ronkanen to continue serving now for MAASEIK out of the timeout. This goes off speed again into Champlin. A little misconnection, not sure if that was intended. Oh, wow, another block, Lüneburg. Blocking in this match, I've said it once already, but it is impressive. Credit the players, of course, but also credit the staffs for the scouting reports leading into this match. Byam is going to sail long, well left. Manis
to serve the Latvian. Well handled, perfect pass offense, and that one's still not down. Another difficult, wow, what a shot that is from Perrin. Beautiful touch. Credit the dig to keep that alive. That is just world class. Perfectly over the fingertips and down. Very little upward trajectory to give the defense any kind of time for MAASEIK to continue. This time it's into the net, so the scoring run stops, but it is a 4-point advantage to the Belgians currently. Champlin to serve for Lüneburg. A good one it is. Oh yeah, that is tremendous, and you love it as a receiver when your setter takes care of you like that. Finoli finding a little open space in the corner on what would have been an overpass. It's just the tail end of it where the ball hits the floor. We don't get to see Finoli climb the ladder and guide that into the open space. He'll be back to serve. Good one, chops it into Champlin. And that is a wipe attempt. Oh my goodness. Was that a one-on-one from Mace? It was indeed. Subdued celebration. You like that? Pretend like you've been there before. Have a look. Gets the split block on the wipe attempt and then just hangs inside and pikes on that. Unbelievable. Nice little 1-2 combo. Still Mace. Got a little inside info. My man, Mr. John Stube. Still Mace, who we saw just get those back-to-back blocks. Actually, his first year as opposite. Played as a setter, the national team, and in club ball up until this point. So that, I mean, even speaks to how wide his talent is. His skill set. Another long rally here between these two teams. Is that ball into the antenna? Indeed it is. So still continuing to have a tremendous amount of trouble on that right side. That one was a little ambitious, but well kept alive there. Champs. Yeah. Pavlovitsky knowing that one early, and he had to get his well-dressed Heine out of the way. Continue serving, now up by 7 points are the Belgians. Nice job just keeping that in. Champlin still not able to put a ball down. Oh, there's the modern deke, and they feed the former setter. Tees off. That's put away. That wasn't our best replay, but we'll get to you. Noli now, so number 5, I think. He just continues to chop it into zone 1 at Champlin. And is it another block? Indeed it is. Maybe looking to make a change at the opposite position here fairly soon. I'm having some difficulty over there putting the ball away. Now just 2 points from this first set are the team from Belgium. Greenyard MAASEIK, much to the delight of this home crowd. Ramps that one up, does Finoli. Kept alive nicely. Another scoring opportunity. Oh, the little deke. Not yet. Another opportunity. Ooh, tried to recreate that hard cross-court hammer. Mace that time got shut down with a taste of his own medicine. That was one of those ones that was going to be a highlight one way or another. You can see him really get on top of that pike, but when you drag it down, it is oftentimes advantage to the blocker. Wow. That was phenomenal how Finoli got his hands all the way underneath that. Not sure if we'll see that again on the replay, but that was some sort of wizardry. Look at this, all the way down, a little chest pass from maybe a half meter above the ground, maybe less. It is a handful, a couple of handfuls perhaps, of set points here. MAASEIK in set number 1. Time in MAASEIK, I didn't see a lot of Rams like that, but I like the mascot nonetheless. It's Perrin. What a serve. Takahashi doing a nice job just to get arms on that. It'll be a free ball for MAASEIK, however. And there it is. So that is the go-to for Mace. He's going to come in just like all the great Dutch right-siders, and he's going to hammer heavy angle. Step in kind of right into that gap between the blockers. Such a difficult move for the wing blocker to step in once you've kind of released out to the pin. That puts set number 1 away with style. MAASEIK over Lüneburg. A lot of interesting sort of points to take note of in that first one. The right side woes. MAASEIK had them a little bit themselves, but they warmed it up as that first set went along. But Lüneburg seemingly unable to put anything away from that right side. And that is dangerous. MAASEIK doing a great job of blocking. And if you're clamping down a whole half of the court, that makes your job blocking, well, almost all the easier. Kind of set up around everything else. You like to see how teams respond coming off a loss, and conversely, when teams win, especially when they win relatively handily, as MAASEIK did in the first there, can they keep their pedal to the floor, so to speak? Can they keep their foot on the throat of their opponents? We'll have to wait and see. Players getting warm. If you are the backup opposite for Lüneburg, that means your name would be Axel Enlund, the Swedish international. It might behoove you to make sure you're ready to go in. Bayern had a little bit of trouble in that first set, and that obviously can't continue, certainly not to that level if Lüneburg hope to come back in this match. MAASEIK was good from the service line. They were a little more solid in serve receive, I would say. And of course, their offensive execution was at a better level. Combination of those things led to their convincing first set victory. There's Rocky the Ram. All right. No comment on whatever's happening there. Maybe just ushering him to the side so he could return to his seat. indeed. There is a look. Nice work by our camera crew to highlight the aforementioned Axel Enlund coming in, hoping to give a spark to Lüneburg, and it'll be Champlin to start off for the Germans. Set number 2 underway. That one into the net. Can be the position you get yourself into sometimes when you take a beating. You feel like you have to press everything from the service line offensively. This was kind of the serving star in the sense that he ran off the most points in set number 1, Finoli. Nice run out of the middle. A quick bick, we call it. First tempo, right down the middle to Champlin over the top of that. See how that just opens up that space. Nice attempt from MAASEIK to try and fill the hole, but that is a large undertaking. Here's Young. Oh, that does find a corner. Indeed. Yeah, you can see Raylan trying to take a lot of space for his squad in service reception. Yeah, maybe Perrin just thought that was going to go out and kind of let it go. He was sucked in trying to take that ball overhand. He finds the corner beautifully. Tough chance there. That one, Fafchamps took it. And that's a block, so blocking has been the name of the game for both of these teams here. Lüneburg with a good start to set number 2. That set got a little wide. The whole play was kind of on its heels to begin with. After this good serve in the middle got in the way of it. Yeah, there's a nice scoop. Pushed wide. Oh, good positioning there from Ronkanen. Oh, yeah, that's a tough chance. Always somewhat surprising how much activity happens in the position 5 of the court, which is left back when the middle's in there. Right? If you have your Libra in there, you think maybe that ball's controlled a little bit better. It was a tough one, kind of surprised Young through the block. Perrin to serve now for MAASEIK. Good one it is. He gets the ace back that MAASEIK gave up a moment ago. Great little mantra from the best coaches I had the opportunity to play for was serve a seam, serve an ace. And Perrin put that on full display right there with that great winner. Follows it up, however, with the service mistake. That same coach had another edict that said, if you miss after an ace, I'll sit your ass on the bench. That will not be the case here for Perrin. He's playing a great match, and I'm half kidding. Good pass. And touch, but Takahashi is not going to be able to leap into the stands and retrieve that, so side out there, Fafchamps across body. Yeah, the big fella out of the middle. Tough chance here, Lüneburg. Wow, what a play. Yeah, just throw that ball up to the net. Let your attackers make a strong play. And Groovehouse just shoved it through 3 blockers. It's beautifully done. He's going to miss the court. And those are kind of game management things, you know, when you kind of escape from a situation, as Lüneburg did there with that great joust win from Groovehouse. You want to kind of keep the pressure on your opponent if you can. Make that serve, make them earn one. Ace long as well. So difficulty on the right side and great blocking were kind of the themes of set one. Right now, unfortunately, the theme for both teams is a little too many service errors early. That one will be in. No, it won't. So it continues. Jackson, how did that go long? But up. Ronkkinen set to serve. Look for him to take a little off, maybe put this in the court. There you go. Well done, Ronkkinen. And that one is hammered out of the middle by Groovehouse. Yeah, that always gets a little chirping started when you hammer one and kind of run through to the other side. Tiptoe on the center line. That was a move popularized by the great Giba and Dante out of Brazil. They were running in so hot and fast. They just have to hammer, and it had to be a kill because otherwise they were going to be under. And unfortunately for everybody that played them, very oftentimes it was. Another service error for Lüneburg. Inland was looking to start his time from the service line. Manis, best blocker in Latvia in 2021, set to serve. Also taking a little bit off. Yeah, and just for conversation's sake, so to speak, last couple serves from MAASEIK have resulted in relatively easy side outs. But at least you give yourself a chance to play some defense. You've been blocking great. You've been playing good defense. You've been putting a lot of pressure on your opponent. So absolutely, even if it's, a relatively easy serve to receive, make them earn it. Champlin doing a little bit of that there too, finally for Lüneburg. And that one rattles the block and goes to the wall. Parent, nice swing. So frustrating blocking at times. It hits so much of your arm and you feel like you're right there, but ultimately it's a kill for your opponent. Now Mr. Finoli continues to work that one zone against Champlin, and that one touch, no touch detected. I think we may see a challenge. Champlin seems to think that that was clearly touched. Another look at it. It's not going to help us as to whether or not it was touched. You see that it went long. Maybe we're not going to see a challenge. Okay, Finoli keep serving. Short one into the middle. And covered. Yes, it is. Good touch again on the block. Great free ball control. Set got a little wide. Now advantage Lüneburg. Enlund can't put a ball away. Still on the right side for the Germans. Mace waving his hand saying he did not touch it. It's funny when both sides are supremely confident. The attacker obviously thinks that clearly there was a touch. The blocker, clearly there was not a touch. Coach Bowitzki a little bit beside himself at having to use a challenge here. We'll wait and see. Maybe it's called initially as no touch, and Mr. Hubner is going to have to challenge. Okay, so we're alerting the replay officials that block touch is what is being challenged here. And there is our replay official booth. It's crazy in the best of ways, the technological advancements we have in the game these days. The opportunity to get these calls correct. Make sure we're playing the game at the highest possible level and under the fairest of conditions. Yeah, that's so tough to tell there. You see just shadowing. Does it get that right forearm of Mace or does it not? I think they stand. Indeed it does. Yeah, I don't think that there was controvertible evidence that there was a touch there. So yeah, that initial call matters a lot. Had that sorry, I got a little distracted. There was a fairly demonstrative response from Coach Wojcicki there. It was hard to tell initially if that was a happy response or a less than happy response. I think it was a happy response as the ball still resides in his setter's hands at the service line. Again. Yeah, Perrin flying towards the crowd with yet another block on the left side for MAASEIK. It is absolute clamp fest over there. Watch him crowd in as the pass gets pushed, that he makes it out. You see those hands work outside his body to close that line down. Enlund thinking there's a little bit of space, and there was not ultimately. So this has been a wonderful rotation for MAASEIK with Finoli serving, and he continues to do so. There's a good put away, that combo with Champlin coming out of the pipe. He's going to try and fire his guys up a little bit. Great pass from Takahashi to start it all off. And a much needed side out there for Lüneburg. This will be Young, the American middle blocker. Serve. That one's close. Yeah, a little underhanded tip. Oh, that one's a little close as well. Rivals tries to joust it, and that one's going to miss the block, but also miss the court. Right side woes. It's like there's a blues song we could write. SVG Lüneburg about the right side, unfortunately, so far in this one. Try and go to the line a few times and get shut down. It's natural that you would try the cross court. That one was tough as the set was quite wide. Perrin. Good serve, better pass. And Enlund finally getting one to go down for Lüneburg from the right side. That, not surprisingly, on the back of a perfect reception, it kind of opens up those hitting lanes. Volley-ball to serve. It's close. Finoli just tipping it up to his middle blocker, Champs. Mace trying to go to the line side. Misses. We've seen him absolutely annihilate some balls into the cross court. Trying to mix it up there, and maybe not having enough height on that set to get some all the way down and wrapped around. Pass there. A little bit of a missed connection in the pipe. And another one. So are the kills going to come in bunches from that right side now that sort of the seal has been broken for Axel Enlund? Good run from Volley-ball. Nice trust in your boys to kind of keep feeding it. Got to get some activity out of your opposite. Now that's a couple in succession.
So we made the right decision.
Just seeing if we could hear anything from the timeouts. They happen pretty quickly. Coaches have to try and impart lots of wisdom in a short amount of time. Not always the easiest thing to do. It'll be Volley-ball to continue serving Lüneburg as they have now narrowed the gap. Starting to heat up a little bit from their opposite spot, which bodes well for the Germans. We are level, in fact, at 12. And that one through the hands of the block off Champlin in the backcourt. That's one you like to get as the position 6 defender. If it gets touched and slowed down at all, you're kind of the last line of defense. And you know, the good defenders, of which Champlin certainly is one, you like to hold yourself to a high standard and come up with those balls. Disappointed if you don't. Handled, tough serve. And how about that? Is Axel Enlund heating up? Volleyball is fired up. We can tell you that. Long approach, high reach. Yeah, that was a very high quality swing there. High and deep with some pace. It's Gruvais. Tries the little cuff serve and misses. Mace back to serve. MAASEIK hanging on to just that slight 1-point advantage. Just keeps that one into the one spot. And Enlund, yeah, that's now 4 straight, I think, for the Swedish right-sider. A couple little nuggets from Coach Hubner. That had some pace on it. Shot attempt inside the block. Champlin. And he rattles that one. Not rattles it, he rattles the defender with the pace and off into the stands. That was all Champlin, that play. The pickup right there. Quick reset, step close, Yahtzee through the seam. Aaron in a good spot, but maybe a little sucked in. The court catches him high. It's Howe to continue serving. Sends that one long. So yeah, again, this is maybe a little bit of an old school mentality at this point, serving such a big part of the modern game. I hate to see the scoring runs end with service errors. You can turn real points, break points, whichever nomenclature you like. Keep the ball on your opponent as much as possible. Make them earn anything they can get. Pass Takahashi. Oh, yeah. Enlund showing some range. Yeah, and it's amazing how 5 kills in a row can change your demeanor. It starts with a great pass, a little one-on-one, spreads the block. It's already a difficult task for middle blockers to try and move both ways in defense. And there he adds the ace. So Enlund is heating up. All spots. Lüneburg push in front by 2. Another tough serve, but handled beautifully. And not the cleanest of connections there on Freimanis, but effective nonetheless. When the pass is that perfect, almost everything else takes care of itself. Big Latvian middle blocker will go back to the service line, trying to claw his team out of a little bit of a deficit here. Remember, they took the first handily. never really had much of a chance. Low toss, kind of derailed from the start. Ryland will be back in libero spot. Freimanis's back row rotations, and Champlin will serve for Lüneburg. Mace heavy heat to the deep corner. Yeah, again, I'm pretty fascinated as I watch this from the beginning. There's Champlin serving. For you to be an international level setter, move your way to opposite, which is such an important position in volleyball. Play for a club as quality as MAASEIK. And yeah, Enlund again. Just everything he touches is golden right now. Got off to a little bit of a slow start, but he is as hot as you can get right now. Yeah, anyways, impressive what Mace is doing out there, switching to that opposite position. We've seen the likes of James Shaw from the United States do that. We've seen probably the ultimate example of switching to, oh wow, the ace. I think that was kind of an indecisive one. Looked like maybe it was going long. Braylon at the last minute threw his arms at it. Yeah, MAASEIK forced into a timeout. I was going to say the ultimate example of somebody switching to opposite in the most impactful of ways would have to be, of course, Dmitry Muserski in the 2012 London Olympic Games gold medal match, where he went from middle blocker to the opposite position and carried that Russian team to a gold medal. It was all-time historically great performances from the 7'4" Russian beast. All right, Coach Wojcicki told his guys what he feels they need to hear briefly. Just figure out, get some side outs, or have found their go-to guy. And that man right there, Axel Enlund, who can do no wrong currently. That is a hammer on the left side. It's Mace again. Not sure what height we have him at. He is long and lean. Right now he is just piking on balls for MAASEIK. That's a really nice pass. Great job from Volley-ball to get all the way over there, get that ball at a high contact point, feed his middle. Yeah, look at that extension. Such good work. There's so much of that preparatory work that goes in for the setters. And the stuffy on the second option. Great read from Lüneburg's block this time. The big quick. Trying to run a little bit of a front one, whatever you like to call the shoot pipe. People call it B, or I don't know, lots of different names, but Lüneburg saw it. Well, that was a good play from Mace. It's just one of those unfortunate things where it bounces to the exact place that you have no coverage. Just trying to recycle this and keep it alive. And Fafchamps just kind of did the old bird feeder with the straight legs where the waist bends but nothing else. Good pass, nice little one-handed set. And the throw wipe there from Ronkinen. Yeah, trying to fire the boys up. Lüneburg 2 points away from leveling this match at a set apiece. Fafchamps at the line. MAASEIK would love to get a couple here. Make it interesting. That is not going to happen, however, as it'll be 5 set points to the squad from Deutschland. Number 18, Larson will come in. Ruvaus. Another Swede named Axel. Enlin's been playing so well. Let's try our other Axel, Axel Jewel Larson. Lefty, perfect pass. And that one easily put away. Freimanis. Tall task here. Mace has to run no fewer than 4 points, or this second set will be over. We'll head to a third all square. I think Lüneburg are going to ice him. Give him a chance to think it over. Maybe lock in what they want to do offensively. My guess is pass, set, and then spike. It's crazy how much preparation goes into these matches, not only from the player's side, from the coach's side, everyone on the staff, of course, and then how much variance there is on any given play. You know, you prepare for certain things based on whether the pass is perfect, the service reception is perfect. There's kind of another set of plans if it's less than perfect, and then of course you got to react to what actually happens. So it's going on at all times, and then right here, you're staring at 4 set points against you, and can I make some great serves? That one off the top of the tape. Champlin with the hands, and the hard put away cross court seals the deal. So Lüneburg get back level. Much better performance there. Bringing in Enland, and he was pretty devastating on the right side. So that was a very big and a very important change for the team from Germany. And now, how do MAASEIK adjust as we head to a third? There's Luna Block, we're on fire. The fans travel well. Yeah, you love to see that, just how much enthusiasm, support all these clubs have, especially at the top levels when you get into these inter-European competitions. So much is on the line, so much sort of prestige and so forth. It's great. The fans make that trek. And, yeah, for what it's worth, I just keep getting updates from you know, all the agents I have worldwide. I'm going to now start pronouncing Sil's last name correctly. Mais. My Dutch, embarrassingly, not as good as it should be for the amount of time I've spent in that beautiful country. But that's why we have friends, right? To keep us in check. So a little bit of an extended break between sets 2 and sets 3. Set 3, anyways. And there you go. We didn't quite update the score bug because obviously the scores were not 0-0 in those first 2 sets, but it was a pretty resounding victory for Greenyard MAASEIK in the first. Pretty solid victory for Lüneburg in the second. So now it's anybody's guess as to what happens in the third. The side to the right of your screen there, as you see the court, has been the winning side in both. That's all we know. Is there something about the optics? Is it just chance? Are you a person that likes to believe in wild things like horoscopes and so forth? And maybe you buy into that stuff, but the rest of us will just wait and see how it plays out. German fans not as well represented as you might expect as the MAASEIK fans. That's how home and aways work. But nice to see that support nonetheless. And yeah, there he is. So nice. Got it right now, kid. It'll be Heron to start off, however. For MAASEIK in this third set. It's the mini tiebreaker. Obviously not the decisive one, but it is always nice to get up. 2-1, and that one touch detected. Not sure. That team's celebrating. Lüneburg. Didn't get a look at what the call was, but yeah, since Perrin's going back to serve, no touch detected. Hitting error gives the first point of set number 3 to MAASEIK. Tries to force one into the middle. How about the knuckle pokey set? Not yet. A little bit of confusion. And rattles through the hands. Doug. Ronkin in, not yet. Soft blocks galore. Oh, how about that play? Volley-ball. Little wizardry there. It's fantastic. He does kind of the juke like he's going to hit, and then just dumps it into the short 4 zone. Hit nobody home. That one tries to go hard cross court again. We've seen him do it a couple times, but that set got a little bit away from the net. That obviously lessens your ability to create that trajectory, and so that skips off the top of the tape and wide from ice. Soft shot. Oh, Braylon can't quite come up with it on the diving pancake attempt. It's a good start here again for Lüneburg. That's a couple of those we've seen from Groovehouse. Roll shot. That's a really nice play, and that is kind of a better miss when you're setting mice on the right side. The last couple have gotten away from the net. You can see he's got really kind of a straight up and down type of approach. He wants that ball near the net so he can elevate, use that length to pike on balls. Even when it's right on top, he can just kind of go down the back of the blockers. Dig chance here. Oh, running tempo in transition. Champlin, nice touch. Keeps it alive. Free ball here to MAASEIK. Good pass. And there again, little tempo and proximity to the net Winning combination from ice on the right side this time. MAASEIK get one back. Yeah, just a ton of pressure on a blocker when you're all by yourself. Off Shams missing the mark. So a few too many service errors creeping in for MAASEIK, perhaps. It's going to be an overpass. Ooh, no call? Yeah, probably the call would have gone against MAASEIK there anyways. And only back row. The ball falls on their side. So everything working against MAASEIK that time, unfortunately. 5-3 now, Lüneburg. Else to continue serving. And that one misses, tries the corner. Set to go for MAASEIK here. Tulowitzki hoping his team can get on a little bit of a run. Yeah, that's out of 6 points for Lüneburg. That is no fewer than 3 service errors for MAASEIK. So you can't be giving away free points at that level. This will be Howe. Pass there, and that combo play effective off the hands and wide. That was Perrin, nice little run. Again, not surprising how much more effective those types of plays are when you take care of that first contact. And it's Ronkanen to serve. Good one, easily handled though. That was amazing, just a little throw of the hands at that one. Yeah, and Champlin finding a very sharp angle ultimately. But Finoli doing a nice job just to keep that alive in the middle of that rally. Watch this. Yeah, just throw the hands at it. That was going to leave a hole in the floor. Not in his hands, but Champlin right here inside the 3-meter line. Perrin not expecting it. Good serve from Enland. Recycle, Finoli. And that is a tremendous play. Good communication from the setter. You can see him, you know, he had to kind of pursue off the court, came back in, signaled very well on the recycle. Hey, I got this, and a little quick short side feed to his left side or Perrin for the winner. Manis. That one's mishit from the get-go, just kind of sails. Yeah. Yeah. And there is a nice look at how somebody who's emotionally invested in the game reacts to the level of service errors that we're seeing from MAASEIK in this third set so far. Easy for me to sort of neutrally point it out. Yeah, but there's a look at kind of the fire and the emotion that leads a guy of Pawłowicki's height, you know, barely 6 feet, to be such an exceptional player in the world of international indoor volleyball. Everything is important. Everything is serious. There are no little things, and certainly you can see very clearly he's less than pleased with his team's effort right now. You know, you win a first set so handily, sometimes you let off the throttle and think everything's going to be easy. That is clearly not the case. Here as this match goes on. Another chance for Lüneburg. Nice scoop. Oh, a little too much on that one. And Bryland can't control it. Look, getting the one-on-one. And just really good pop from Gruvhaus. Champlin off the top of the tape. Yeah, that's such a stinger. Ronkanen diving for what was gonna be a hard serve into the seam, and there's just no recovering once you make that move. It's not anything he did wrong by any means. It's just kind of a bad break, and that ball dribbles right into the soft spot in the middle of the court. So it becomes an ace for Champlin, and now a 4-point advantage to Lüneburg. Takes a little off, makes MAASEIK play. I love that choice. It's a good swing from Perrin to stop the bleeding. An excellent sort of game management from Champlin to make them earn it. This has been the best rotation scoring-wise for MAASEIK. Can they put something together here and get back into this third set? Feels like it's slipping away from them a little bit, even though we're less than halfway through. Finoli. There is a big block, and they're back to that. They would love to keep it going like they had in the first. A little bit of disjointed connection. Seemed like Enlund was a little bit staggered in that approach. Paid the price for it on the good block from MAASEIK. So one back now. Can Finoli keep it rolling? Love that. Making the middle work, taking him out. Ooh, Enlund able to wiggle it off the left hand of Perrin there at the net. Good scoring opportunity. You got to be happy with that if you're Coach Wojcicki. It seemed like, you know, that's one you want to get because you kind of know it's going there. There's no middle attack to be had. But still, you like everything that preceded it. You like to make good choices, steps in the right direction. Especially if you've kind of been in a little bit of a rut, as MAASEIK have been for about a set and a half. There is a great swing, great little improv there. Scoop, bump, back set from Finoli. Aaron with the heater. Look at this little great rhythm. Finds, just kind of closes his eyes and swings maybe. Finds the seam. There's a lot of wood on that now. Would love to create from the end line. Not. Somebody get a blood pressure monitor on Coach Wojcicki. This will be Volley-ball. Lüneburg up 3. Great pass. A quick go. Oh, that one's over the net. Lüneburg recycle. Yeah, tough chance here. That one's right on top of the tape as well. Onto the Lüneburg side, Volley-ball. And that one hammered hard cross court. Gruvhaus. And kind of some loose ball control errors working their way into the MAASEIK side right now. More of the modern approach is to try and set balls in transition near the net. You got to be careful that they don't just go all the way over, give away freebies to your opponent. Covered well, that one close. Yeah, and just absolutely clamped. Ronkanen trying to take that tempo ball from deep in the court. It's good if you beat the block there. There's a look at the block from on Mice anyways. The trouble there is your range is significantly limited. All right, so into the match now comes number 25, Elliot de Fleischauer. Opposite promptly puts the first ball away, so Mice a little bit of a reprieve. The Belgian de Fleischauer. Great pass, Champlin. Opportunity. And feed him again. That one a little bit quick and inside. Oh, a little net fault. So maybe a good break is what MAASEIK need to get going. Maliman not pleased with that call. Yellow card's going to come out. Maybe there was some language in protest. Let's have a look. Champlin with the perfect pass. Dug well. He's going to be a little bit fast and inside. Oh, I mean, how about the elevation on that block? It may not be a point credited to Lüneburg, but that was impressive nonetheless. All right. Oh, yeah, there's the, I mean, we could kind of see it there quickly with some elbow on the net. That has been adjudicated already. Champs set to go here again. He's had his woes at the service line. His last one was good. Another good one. Handled very well by Lüneburg, however. And that is an easy put away for Grüvaus. Yeah, just hard to overstate how much pressure setters can put on a defense when they're just standing there with time to orchestrate. This will be Grüvaus to serve. Lüneburg still in front by 4 on the side out. Good run from off the net there. This time it's Freimanis up big. And you love that when your setter can just dish. Watch this. Outside the 3-meter line, just kind of over his right shoulder, zips it in there. Freimanis is ready. This will be de Fleischauer. Trying to create off the top of the tape, Takahashi. Perrin bodied that one up, but it was more the ball playing him than him playing the ball, unfortunately, on that transaction. Again, that big elevation. How getting up in the stratosphere. Can't traverse the net, however. MAASEIK stay within touch. Again, I mean, we may have to get some sort of, you know, the paddles out and revive Coach Wojcicki if this continues. And MAASEIK continue to rack up service errors. Full defibrillator may be necessary. Nicely handled in the serve receive, and Perrin with some heavy heat. Kind of reminds me of a guy I played with at MAASEIK, Jimmy Prainen, just outside feasting on balls like that. national. This will be Freimanis to serve. Little soft shot. Oh, and that falls into the soft spot on the defense. And again, sometimes when the rhythm is just a little bit different, it can cause just enough hesitation. Champlin clearly, he's trying to make a winner, but if he doesn't, expecting that recycle and expecting his coverage to help him out there, it does not this time. And now MAASEIK to within 2. Freimanis, good serve, handled perfectly. Trouble again, Enland. That one off the top of the tape. That soft shot goes over. Scrambling now are Lüneburg. Chance outside for Champlin. He finds the soft shot and gets it to fall. Nicely done. Ethan Champlin on the left side for Lüneburg. Kind of hid that well. There's Perrin's soft shot attempt. Got Lüneburg scrambling. Look at this, elevate. Didn't just kind of roll it in the block's reach, just popped it a little bit deeper. Gets the winner, he'll be back to serve. Lüneburg faithful loving what they're seeing right now. Their team in front by 3. And that is tremendous, just untouchable. Champlin heating it up. He's been so good at mixing pace from the end line, kind of having a good sense of game management when they've been scoring. Took a little bit off, forced MAASEIK to play. That time he just opens the valve all the way up and spanks it up the line. He does it again. MAASEIK handles. And Deflatiauer deflates one. Nice will be back in. Good substitution, though, for MAASEIK. Deflatiauer helped them out quite a bit. They like Big Sill in the front row, however, with his length and his blocking prowess. And again, this has been the rotation for MAASEIK with Finoli at the service line. 3 attackers up front. Takahashi, easy. Gruvhaus. Ooh. Yeah, you could hear. Not only I got involved with the MAASEIK faithful there. Depth of that set from Volley-ball. Look at it here. Yeah, just has to kind of do some furniture moving to get his guy out of the way, and got that thing all the way down by the number 12 on his jersey. Gruvhaus cannot get it over the net, so Coach Hubner will call a timeout. And not really much to say. At times it's, not rocket science. If you have some little adjustments you want to make, you feel like your guys aren't kind of dialed in on the game plan as tightly as they might otherwise be, you make some of those notes. Otherwise, it's just, hey, boys, let's side out and keep serving tough in defense like we are and see if we can't run this thing through the finish line. Point for MAASEIK with Finoli at the service line. Now within 2. That is absolutely hammered by Young. Out of the middle. Love Finoli keeping it on Lüneburg there out of the timeout. Don't know that I love it going with relative ease to the libero. Young to serve here. Lüneburg. Did that catch hands? Oh, so far, it's being given to Lüneburg. Will we see a challenge? Not sure if MAASEIK think it's in or if there was a touch.
Challenge ball in, out.
Sounds like they're challenging whether it was in or out. This is a pretty important point, obviously, as yeah, that ball is out, unfortunately, for MAASEIK. Great look at it. Nice work, the expeditiousness. Our replay crew. Now a 4-point advantage as Young continues to serve for Lüneburg. That one into the block and off of the head and shoulders, perhaps, of Perrin. A couple misses on that right side, and the right side woes have made their way from the Lüneburg side in set one over to MAASEIK the last little bit here as Lüneburg creep closer to a victory here in the third set. Maybe we're just doing a little housekeeping on the floor. Not sure. Okay, once that's all said and done, Coach Wojcicki calls a timeout. It almost feels ironic a little bit when MAASEIK were making a little bit of a move. Coach Hubner had to call a timeout. He didn't have much to say. Now that they're on top and creeping towards victory in this third set, he's got the whiteboard out. He's drawing up plays. A little bit of the reverse of what you might think. It's kind of the way it goes sometimes. Dial in on your closing tactics. Teams are making a run against you. It's oftentimes as simple as, hey, let's side out. That one high, off the hands and out. He's doing some work upper regions of that block. Nice, rather. A good high swing. And nice if you're MAASEIK to get out of row one, which is so often a difficult side-out rotation for many teams with the outside hitter on that right side, your opposite on the left, and the center having to come in around the edge. There's an ace. That'll help. Perrin heating up. A few more of those. MAASEIK. Again, serve a seam, serve an ace. That's one of those interesting ones. You feel like you're in better position with four receivers to deal with heavy heat from the end line, but it also creates more seams, more uncertainty at times if balls head towards those spaces between the receivers. And again, if you look at a score sheet and you see one ace, one error, it seems like a good thing, but that doesn't always tell the full story. You hate to miss right after an ace. It's Volley-ball to serve. That was a nice little glimpse there of what high quality setters do. Finoli, as that ball's in the air towards him, he just kind of takes that glance. There you go. Where are the blockers? Big Champs in the space in the gap. Champs will be at the service line. A little bit hit or miss. They would love for him to be a lot of hit right here, trailing by 3 very late. Set number 3. Good serve handled perfectly And Champlin, ooh, yeah, that's got to go. Free ball here to MAASEIK. Off the top of the hands, handled by Volley-ball. Also, Fafchamps with the scoop. That one's close. Good recycle. Not yet. Tries the wipe, doesn't get it. Volley-ball. Still going on here. Long rally. Ruvaus. Does he get it? No, he does not. He thought he might have caught some fingers. Officials say otherwise. And look, what do you think? 3 of them up there. Certainly that was what the attempt was to get the fingers, but that is not what happened. So Hubner calls a timeout now. This is like the end of an NBA game where there's 30 seconds on the clock, but it takes 7 minutes. North of 20 on the scoreboard. Both teams have had to employ a timeout in the last few points. Timeout complete. Fafchamps to continue serving. Again, can kind of keep the pressure on Lüneburg here. That one on the scoreboard. They're on their heels a little bit despite being in front late. Zig needed. Nice job. Make them play. Good self-coverage there. Axel, yeah. Picked up chance for MAASEIK. Ooh, that is absolutely shut down. Ronkanen again. That quick tempo, I'm not so sure that is the best thing, particularly in transition. It's a really good touch from Ronkanen there to give MAASEIK a chance, but watch how sort of minimized his range seems to be on that shoot set. Very little time and space for him to work that ball anywhere but that sort of low angle. That is a really, really nice swing from Mice. And a nice save from Finoli as well to just kind of whip that up to his big opposite. Elevate, get it up in the air. The long arms curl over top. Seedow coming in here. See if they can't come up with some blocks to get level. Lüneburg will have a couple chances at taking this third set. Mice at the line. Puts it on him, Takahashi, perfect. And first offering gets the job done right out of the middle. So Lüneburg go up 2-1 here over MAASEIK in Belgium. The Challenge Cup. On the men's side, there you see it. Perfect pass, Takahashi. Yeah, just run to space if you're a middle. And just how elevating. So the Lüneburg fans loving it. Their team in position to take this away match, set themselves up well for the home leg next week. There you see it. MAASEIK taking the first 25-15, just kind of dominating. Then 25-20, 25-22 to SVG Lüneburg in the second and third. We are in MAASEIK, of course, in the Steengoed arena. Beautiful, beautiful arena. And if you've had the opportunity to come to Belgium, this kind of smallish town, but they love their volleyball. Just unbelievable tradition and history in this club. Facilities are great. The support system is great. Everything about this club is fantastic. It's great to see them still going strong in these European competitions. Some of the old names that I still recognize. Fons Franken. Vic Korstens, he's listed as a team doctor. I don't know if that's any relation to Rene Korstens, who was pivotal in the management way back in the day. Luke Basemans, of course. He will love to coach Ivan Janssen as well, assistant coach to Pavel Wojcicki. On the other side, while we have time, shout out their coaching staff as well. Bernd Schlesinger, Christian Knospe, Tyler Kozlowski. Round out their staff. Takes a village, particularly on the indoor side. So many statistics flying around, so many bodies to keep healthy. You're on the medical staff, the physio staff. Kudos to everybody putting in work for both of these great clubs. All right, so the situation is 2 sets to Lüneburg, 1 set to MAASEIK. Chance to close it out here. Away from home for the German squad. That group there would love it. Home crowd here. Steengoed Arena to spur their boys on to push this to a 5th, however. We'll have to wait and see. Our superstition about the right side of your screen being the winning side has been dispelled now, as Lüneburg taking the last 2 straight. It'll be Ethan Champlin to start it off for Lüneburg here as we get set number 4 underway. That's a good one. Trying the extreme sharp angle. His Perrin that time just misses. Kind of didn't have the approach he wanted. A little staccato here. Just barely misses. That was going to be an all-world angle had he made it. Lüneburg draw first blood here, set number 4. He's going to sail. Champlin's been good from the service line, been good at the sort of game management aspect of that too, so we'll give him a pass on that point and miss. But Coach Karch doesn't want to see that too often, big stud. Trying the hard angle is Groovehouse. Did he get it? Yes, he did. Tremendous. Outside attackers just for the hard stuff early here in set number 4. Another added bonus if you're Lüneburg is you get Finoli off the line. That's been the scoring rotation for MAASEIK throughout this match. Back-to-back service errors for Lüneburg. Perrin some heavy heat. Takahashi gets it up in the air. Enlund not yet. Oh, nice pickup. Noli. Good cover. Chance again here. Ronkanen. Oh, in good position. Nice scoop from Perrin. That one's going to go over the net.
How about it? I mean, that is fantastic stuff. Champlin just coming in with a full head of steam in transition. Yeah, Finoli kind of exasperated some ball control mistakes there on the side of MAASEIK. I think that ball, you know, going over the net. Tough chance, really, but look at this. Love the aggressiveness, not a block to be seen. Champlin doing exactly the right thing, teeing off on that ball. Ma to serve here. Some heavy heat from Mice on the right side. Yeah, that is something they need to keep bubbling for MAASEIK. That long arm firing. That's going to dribble over for the ace, yeah. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good, we say. And a little bit of luck working for MAASEIK, and Faf Champs right there with the dribbler. Now the task is to make the follow-up. Continue to keep pressure on Lüneburg. And he does. It's a good pass, but MAASEIK will have a chance. Good cover there, Faf Champs balancing the court nicely. And there's a winner. Keep feeding Mice. Credit Faf Champs there for being kind of in the middle of six to clean up everything that came that way. There you go. Great job, number 2. Second time, even higher, even harder. Champs, that is exactly why you keep your next serve in. Give your team a chance to string together points. MAASEIK tried to celebrate their way into a point that one, but it was indeed a little bit long, so it'll be Gruvais to serve. Tough one it is. Love that Perrin. Good aggressive approach and swing. No room for timidness, particularly in indoor volleyball. Tough chance. And Finoli doing a nice job just to get that ball up in the air. Love even the advancement of the wiping gear for our volunteers. You kids can just go out to the parking lot, hit my car right after the game too. Much appreciated. Nice to serve. MAASEIK up 2 here in the 4th. Rolls one into Champlin. Enland. Finding a little bit of heat now. Is Mice going up the line with this one? Yeah, things cooled off a little bit on the right side there for Enland. And they've warmed up a bit for MAASEIK and Mice. Serve goes long, however. How to serve here at Lüneburg. That little kind of hybrid float and heavy heat in the cross court. Mice again. Kind of like Enland warmed up a bit. You got Lüneburg back in this match and in front. Mice starting to warm up a bit for MAASEIK. Has them in front by a few.
There's some heavy heat. A little bit better height on that set this time. Axel Enlund, big kid, needs it up in the air so he can kind of work the ball around. Champlin, a really nice pass. You see kind of working it high through the seam of the block. Back to serve. Missing long, however. That is no easy task. You know, sometimes you think the opposites have it easy. They don't have to be in the serve-receive rotations, but dodging some of the serves that come in indoor volleyball is oftentimes just as difficult as trying to receive them. Champlin finding a little space in between the blockers. Thumps one. Good push Volley-ball from distance. Keeping that ball in front of Champlin so he can work. Back to serve now. It's a good one, but handled perfectly. A little bit of a deep dish. Groovehouse, really nice swing off the top of the hands of that triple block. Where's this contact yet? Just quick with it at least, Volley-ball. And then just a little one-step drop. Groovehouse with a really quality swing there for the point. Lüneburg get back to within one. Champlin heats it up again from the end line. And yeah, Perrin doing a really nice job. Going hard through the top of the block. Champlin was back there. This one just caught fingers and got through too quickly. You can see how far off the court Champlin was, in really good position. Just a better swing for Perrin to get the job done. Yeah, Ronkinen helping the boys clean up the little slick that he created, diving to pass that ball. Finoli, roller. Really nice work there. Tempo again from a perfect pass position. Zay got some hands on it. Have a look. Champlin just coming right down the gut. And Mice doing a nice job trying to get in there to help. The hands were kind of below the net. Champlin took advantage. There's a little Yahtzee cross body. Opposite on opposite. And you can see how close to the net he takes off. It's almost a beach style, where there's very little sort of broad jumping into the ball. He's kind of straight up and straight down and taking advantage of his height and length. Really good serve from Perrin. Takahashi high, Groovehouse. Yeah, that is again, a very quality swing. Just ripping those fingertips. Takahashi, good communication. That ball is way inside, but high inside the court, near the net. That's where you want to miss if you're going to miss as a non-setter. Your athletic outside hitters a chance to go get the ball, make a play. Groovehouse does there. Volley-ball. Takahashi with the dig. Back. Enlund not yet. Nice touched. And Groovehouse, you could see MAASEIK, almost wisely you would think, pulling the hands because he's gone off the fingertips so many times. Just really good footwork from Groovehouse to close the distance and find the deep corner. Touch on that high swing from Mice. Watch this. That was a fantastic swing. 11 apiece now. Lüneburg back in this fourth set. Bob Shams doing a nice job opening up, being available for Finoli. Haven't seen a ton middle action from either team. Setters doing a nice job of picking their spots. Bob Shams dealing with that low set. We'll be back at the service line. Shams with a dig. And now we're seeing a barrage of middle attacks from both sides. Mice tries to sneak one up the line. Takahashi's got it. Oh, and really good swing again from Groovehouse. He's gone away to the corner, off the hands, and this time he comes across the body. Works the block out of bounds. Takahashi there to keep that alive, and there's the final swing. Yeah, MAASEIK block in good position, but that's just a better swing from Groovehouse, who's been on a little bit of a heater. And, he's going to go back to the service line now for Lüneburg. Watch out. He's kind of the hot hand at the moment. Hot hand from MAASEIK has been that man there, Sil Mice. It's another one to squib through the block and fall. And that is fantastic. Champlin fighting off a tough serve and just waiting, kind of hanging and banging on this high ball. Patience, just kind of the aggressive step close and finding it high inside the block. Again, that hybrid float serve has been tough to deal with. Wow. A little bit of improvisation from Ronkanen with the two-handed push through the block. You can see the middle block there of Young just a little bit away from the net, opening up that space for Ronkanen to work. He'll try and put in some work from the end line now. Top of the tape, Champlin. Enlund, nice little tip. Works its way through the block and to the floor. And you can see those are the tough sets, especially for the right-siders to deal with. Hard to tell from that viewpoint, but you can see in his approach that it starts working its way off the net a little bit. So you know your aggressive offensive options are going to be minimized. So he makes a nice, smart choice. Takes something off of it and gets rewarded. Enlund's been a wonderful substitution for Lüneburg. That went into the net. Freiman is back to the service line for MAASEIK. Still maintaining that slight 1-point edge on their side out, but this is kind of how the first set went until MAASEIK ran away with it. We're neck and neck for a little while. Yeah, Greenyard continuing to make quality swings for Lüneburg, this time out of the pipe. Yeah, that's a really nice feed from Volley-ball as well. Credit the setters when they can get both blockers off their feet on the first tempo. Even that open space for the Bick over the top. Champlin. That was a valiant effort, but poor execution. Champlin. Enlund dug. Oh, wow. Got the fingers. Really good job Perrin there. Champlin running all the way off the court trying to track that one down. That is a point saver. Perrin, this one right here, love it when setters kind of pull off the difficult sets, but it looks a little bit silly when they don't. There's a nice dig, Ronkanen. And then here, just the one-step drop. Great hand control, finding the top of Volley-ball's block on the line side, and Champlin was kind of towards the corner, as you would expect. So they can't run it all the way down. All right, MAASEIK would love to extend here in their best scoring rotation, especially as once this service run ends, from Fanoli, they're in row 1, which is always a little bit difficult. Greenyard again, just making a quality. I mean, you have to call that almost a fix. This ball is very tight, really kind of a trap set. He's in pretty good position, although he's kind of reaching out a touch. Greenyard's just able to work it off the hands. So this will be Young to serve. Middle blocker. Out of the Miva. United States. Ooh. Off Champs with a little juice. That to the floor with some authority. Perrin now. Into the net. A bit of an untimely miss there. We're level on 17. Pressure you would have to think resides on MAASEIK as they need this one. The match is over. They want to see this go to 5, do the home crowd. That one right off the arms of Perrin. So the good flat float serve from Volley-ball. Is it an ace? Just a reminder of how sort of thin the margins are between success and failure, as it were. Ball just maybe a millimeter too far to the right on the platform of Perrin, and it turns into a point. Now the advantage lies with Lüneburg here late in the fourth. So those timeouts, they go quickly. Just a little bit of a sort of brief moment to catch your breath, talk some quick tactics, reset, and then right back to the action. Volley-ball to continue. Poor first contact. MAASEIK just have to shovel it over. That one stopped through the middle. Champlin up high to Axel. And again, the double-handed push through. Ronkanen. Free ball here, MAASEIK. Tip covered there. Long rally here. Free ball. And there again, it is Groovehouse. That is devastating. He has been unstoppable for Lüneburg. Really nice touch there from Brylan. Two-handed wizard. That is the decider right into the corner, Groovehouse. Now Lüneburg with a 2-point advantage. Volley-ball. The linchpin a little bit from the service line. Got the ace. Putting some pressure on MAASEIK. Housekeeping on the court, perhaps. Maybe stalling a little bit, see if they can't slow down the Lüneburg run. And now it'll be a timeout. A little veteran tactics there, perhaps, from Coach Wojcicki. Again, when it's a matter of just siding out, there's not a whole lot to say. We just have to pass the ball well. Leave it up to your setter, Finoli. Run a good offense as he's been doing. It'll be Volley-ball, the setter on the other side, to continue his service run here. Great pass. That one was Scoop Champlin. And Favchamps is shut down. Big stuff from How. How timely that is for Lüneburg. Have a look. There's the good pass from Perrin. Absolutely hammered, but Champlin just sits right in the pocket, goes over the net. And then look at that reach. How just committing and clamping. Oh, off the top of the tape. Tough chance here. That's a really, really quality swing from Ronkanen. And what a time for it. Would have been, you would think, all but night-night if MAASEIK failed to get that. Nice little lefty from Mice at the last minute to keep that alive. Ronkanen with a good swing. Favchamps now seeing if he can't get his team back a little closer here. Trailing by 2 as Lüneburg dip into the 20s. That's a good one off Takahashi. Groovehouse not this time. That one's close. Somehow Axel Enlund sneaking that one through. Yeah, I think MAASEIK looks like they're getting the yellow card. They're trying to claim that this was a throw. Let's have a look. There's the swing from Groovehouse covered. Volley-ball goes high and tight. Yeah, that was interesting. Ronkanen was immediately looking up at the official, trying to claim that was a throw. Which is interesting since Ronkanen's the guy who loves to kind of use two hands. You would think that that would be more of a catch position than the one hand over the top. And number 18, Alex Jule Larson, the Swede, coming in to serve for Lüneburg here, up by 3. Into the net, however. Will quickly exit. That is one of the tougher jobs in volleyball, being a serving sub, standing around for a long time, and you have to come in and put some pressure on the other team, ideally. Very, very difficult to do. Nice to serve here for MAASEIK. 2, they need to start chipping away. This one will be over. Good serve, handled perfectly. And Enland. That one out of bounds? I wasn't sure if that hit somebody. It was kind of a duck and cover drill on the MAASEIK side. Have a look. Enland going to try and go hard angle. And Finoli, yeah, looked like maybe it caught his shoulder, but on second look, obviously it did not. So MAASEIK get one back and are back to within one. That one, oh, just missing the sideline. There was a moment of trepidation as we were unsure what the call was. Mice just trying to guide one over to that one sideline. I think debating whether or not to challenge. I don't think it's going to work out. Oh, okay. Yeah, there you go. Pretty clearly out, but at this point in the game, you know, you don't take those challenges with you, so it's worth a challenge for Coach Wojcicki in the event. And the serve is out, and it's 22-20. Lüneburg creep closer to the finish line here. It is Howell back to the service line with this flat hybrid float serve of his. That one sails on him. Well left by Brylan. Here's Ronkanen. I feel like MAASEIK, if they can just kind of turn one, maybe two, they can steal this back. Tough for them to string points together against this solid Lüneburg squad, though. That is a great start. Heavy heat onto Champlin. That one, oh, good pickup, Brylan. That one, oh, Takahashi's got a hand on it. Oh, my goodness. It looked like maybe that was going to be retrieved, but it is a point to MAASEIK, and we are all level at 22. Sorry, yeah, going to see a timeout. Have a look here. Good high swing. That is a great pickup from Brylan. How about that? Perrin with the set back to Mice for the winner through the block. That is tremendous non-setter transition setting from Perrin. All right, we've got a ball game, ladies and gentlemen. It is 22 apiece. Ronkanen to serve for MAASEIK. Need this fourth set. They want to keep this match going. He rolls that one into the tape. I like the idea, just trying to keep it in. Sometimes if you are a little tentative, technique breaks down, and you know, that's kind of the end result, unfortunately. There you go. It's Enland. And it's a good one into Ronkanen. And that Perrin high off the hands and out of bounds. Really great tempo that time from Finoli. I've seen some of those get shut down, but this one is a better set, gets all the way kind of out to the pin with height and tempo. There you see it. Kind of abuse that wing blocker, in this case, Volley-ball. This is going to be Freimanis. sure what the discussions there with Finoli and our up official. It's hard to tell. Seemed frustrated about something, but that was good side out from MAASEIK. So let's move forward, see if we can't generate a point here, get out in the lead, because if we don't, it's going to be a match point to Lüneburg here. Good block. Love that. Go right back to your big guy. And Young with the kill. Especially the way this match has gone. As we mentioned, there's not been a ton of middle activity. So a little back-to-back right there to Young. Fantastic work from Volley-ball. And as mentioned, match point number 1. Champlin to serve. He goes heavy heat, well handled. And that is absolutely thumped by Perrin. So credit Ronkanen for the good pass on a very good serve. Have a look. That is heater, just beautifully handled. So Perrin sneaking that one inside Young, who was a little bit off the net perhaps. Ronkanen leaving sweat puddles every time he passes the ball. Every time at the service line, MAASEIK trying to figure out a way to earn a real point, a break point, get themselves in front here. Otherwise, their back is up against it, as each side out will represent a match point for Lüneburg. This has been, again, their best scoring rotation. Can it be again? Great serve, Takahashi, perfect. Enland, unbelievable. And credit Takahashi there. That was a wonderful serve. Finoli's been just kind of curving and carving. Put some pop on that one, and Takahashi was equal to the task, and Enland right up the line. Match point now number 2 to Lüneburg. It'll be Young, State Buckeye. And that one's going to dribble off the top. Fauchamp is out. Mace, did he find it? I believe he missed. I mean, based on that celebration, we might have a challenge. Yeah, this is a little bit of the unfortunate thing about the challenge system, is especially when it's plays like this for the match, you can challenge and it kind of subdues the celebration or postpones it at the very least. We're going to see if there was a net. I think that ball was into the top of the tape. Certainly the serve got the net bouncing right from the get-go. So this is going to be a tough call to make. We'll have to wait and see. Looks like he's signaling no net touch. Hard to tell. That is our officiating crew, our review crew. Yeah, it looks like, oh, it was close, but no touch detected. So that is a victory, 3-1 on their second match point. SVG Lüneburg. They get the job done away in the MAASEIK Stadium after taking a beating in the first set, 25-15. They bounce back and win the next 3. 25-20, 25-22, and then 26-24. Yeah, that one sails well wide. No net detected, and the celebration ensues and continues there for the Lüneburg fans. We will run this back in a week's time. Yeah, there you see it. Confirmation 25-15 to MAASEIK, but then it was all Lüneburg, 25-20, 25-22, 26-24 in the Steengoed Arena here in MAASEIK, Belgium. leg number 1, going to the German side in the CEV Challenge Cup. This is the semifinal, so the task is now tall for MAASEIK. They're going to need a 3-0 victory away from home, or they're going to need to win 3-1 and try and push it to a golden set. Just 2 sets will do it for Lüneburg at home next week. That was a fine performance. Set number 1, Lüneburg having trouble on the right side. Made that switch over to Enlund. He came in and kind of sparked their offense, and everything else caught fire as well. Gruvhaus was fantastic on the left. Champlin was steady and solid as per usual. The middles were great. Howe and Young. Volley-ball ran a quality offense and was devastating from the service line as well. So fine performance from Lüneburg. A terrible match from MAASEIK either. Perhaps a few too many service errors were ultimately their undoing. We had that moment kind of in the beginning of the 3rd set where Coach Wolicki was visibly upset with how things were going on his team side of the net. But they bounced back well. They just ran into a very good German side this evening. So congratulations to Coach Stefan Hübner and his side. Fine performance from Coach Wolicki and his side as well. We will see you in a week's time. We will be in Germany a little bit earlier, about an hour and a half earlier next week. We are in Lüneburg, so join us then. It should be a good one. Lots to play for, a final spot on the line, and you can bet that both of these teams will be chomping at the bit to run this back. Until that time, for Rich Lamborn, the rest of our officiating crew, and everyone involved in production, we bid you a farewell, and we will see you next week.